Hi, I'm Mark Leffman, Chief Operating Officer of French Quarter Hospitality, and this is Ronnie Benzer, our Chief Executive Officer. We'd like to talk to you about our properties in Fort Walton Beach, Florida. We'd like to share some insights and thoughts with you regarding how to take a $24 million investment and turn it into a $75 million investment in just 3 years.
The events of September 2001 affected the hospitality industry very badly. Both our hotels in Fort Walton Beach did not escape the downturn. A few months later, in early 2002, our lender appraised the two hotels, including some excess land we had in between them, at $24 million. In order to stay with the loan, the bank required us to put our own money into the deal. My partners, the Harvard University's Endowment Fund, and I evaluated it and concluded that this complex has a future. It is, after all, situated on the beach at the Gulf of Mexico in the Florida Panhandle. We agreed to the lender's demand to invest more money in. We sold the extra land for about $3 million and plowed it all back into renovating the 300 rooms Radisson Resort Fort Walton Beach for about $5 million in total. In choosing where to spend the money, we knew that we had to differentiate ourselves. We had to make a mark. That was our opportunity to move ahead of the pack. In addition to the standard renovation of public areas, etc., we created 6 suites at the top floor, which were way ahead of the market in luxury and amenities. In particular, the large suite, which we call the Presidential Suite, that ended up being striking with amazing views of the Gulf. However, the biggest impact was achieved by the money we invested in the pool area between the hotel and the Gulf front. We added a lot of landscaping, solar heating for the pools and the hot tub, but above all, we created a lazy river. The lazy river was anything but lazy. It was quite a ride, with rapids and waterfalls, etc. I'm sure Mark has some fond memories of that lazy river.
It became an overnight success. We became known as the hotel with the lazy river. In spite of a fence that we put around the pool area, our security staff had to evict teenagers who would regularly climb the fence to be able to use the lazy river. It put us on the map and changed the fortunes of the hotel. In fact, Ronnie became known in the area as Mr. Lazy River, and a number of local projects are imitating that success. We remarketed the hotel, emphasizing in billboards, magazines, and newspapers the lazy river. We had 2 young children in their inner tubes with huge grins on their faces floating down the lazy river, and this message seemed to have a profound effect on our capturing a huge amount of family business. We increased the number of resort activities that could either be done by our guests or at least watched from our beach. We did professional jet ski races, professional powerboat races, and sun tropic swimsuit competitions to create resort excitement. We developed 2 specialty restaurants, Krabby Cakes and Island Delights, which appealed to our resort visitor. We increased our catering business by utilizing our beautiful beach and fabulous trellis area to capture the wedding business market. We continued, up until Hurricane Ivan, a capital improvement program to show our clientele that we were truly a resort hotel on the upswing, and our guests responded in record numbers and with tremendous accolades. Ronnie?
Indeed, it was a great success. Once we finished the renovation, I was looking to create additional value. I knew that I needed a stronger brand than Radisson to complete the package. Funny enough, it was my 16-year-old son who said to me, "Why don't you ask Courtyard?" He heard enough to know that Courtyard is one of the better brands in the market, but did not know that Courtyard is not a 300-room resort with food and beverage, meeting rooms, 5 pools, etc. But why not, I thought to myself, and approached them, and lo and behold, they gave us a franchise. So with a signed Courtyard franchise agreement and my partners wanting out, we went to the market in early 2004 and had an offer to sell the complex for $36 million. 50% increase is not bad for 2.5 years hard labor or labor of love or both. However, before we could sell the hotel, a condominium developer approached me and offered to buy the hotel for $37.5 million. That started a frenzy with my partners urging me to investigate this opportunity. So I went deeper into it and managed to obtain a number of offers from developers in the $50 million range. The problem was that they wanted a very long period to conclude the deal, with us taking all the risk and them taking all the profits. After we played around with these developers for about 2 months, I made a decision that we should develop it ourselves. From a standing start, in a record speed, which left the locals dazed, we, together with the architects that I hired and other consultants, produced a very beautiful plan to build 339 condominiums on the Radisson Hotel site. We filed for development permits at the end of August 2004, after only 60 days from the day we started. The plan was so impressive that a substantial nationwide residential developer bought it from us for a price which, together with the fact that we kept the Hampton, is worth about $75 million. We converted a $24 million appraised value to $75 million sale in less than 3 years. If I look back, the three major junctions that made it all possible were the perseverance and determination in early 2002 to put more money in as opposed to take our money out and run. Then the creativity of seeking a unique selling feature and putting in the lazy river. And finally, the willingness to think outside the box and develop the condominium project ourselves, not taking the stories we were sold by other developers as gospel. The end of the story is that we own a very successful Hampton Inn in Fort Walton Beach, and that next door, the Waterscape condominium project is being built and is being successfully marketed. Thank you.